let's look at some slightly tricky examples with regard to subtraction of fractions. Let's say we're asked to subtract 1/9 from 3, a whole number, and we want that as a fraction. We want the answer as a fraction. And straight away we can see that the answer is going to be 2 8/9. Okay, but we want it in fraction. What can we do with this equation so that we get an answer? Well, if you remember, a whole number, we can rewrite that as a fraction where a is just any number. A is equal to a divided by 1. So I'm going to put a 1 here. And now we have a form that looks pretty acceptable. Let's rewrite that. Okay. So what do we do from here? Well, we just do our pattern, bottom to bottom, bottom to top, bottom to top. So we draw our fraction line, bottom times bottom. 1 times 9 is, of course, 9. 9 times 3, if you remember your times tables, is 27. 1 times 1 is just 1, and the negative sign comes over, and we're left with 26 over 9. That's an improper fraction, but that's fine for our purposes. That's fine. How would this look on a calculator? Well, 3 minus 1 over 9, 26 over 9. If we had it as a decimal fraction, it's going to be something pretty nasty, but 26 over 9 is fine. Just as a side note, how would we convert this improper fraction to a mixed fraction on the calculator? Well, for this we're going to hit Shift, and then we're going to hit FD. And if you look really closely, it's of the form A over BC. In fact, I'll just draw it. A over BC. That's a pretty terrible B there. B over C into I think it's C over D or something like that. So 26 over 9 is fine for our purposes, although we can rewrite that. What was the answer they gave? 2 8/9. 2 8/9. So far, so good. What about this example? Let's say we want 14 over 23 minus 6 over 9. First thing I'd probably do is have a look at this one here. This does actually, if we divide the top and the bottom by 3, we get 2/3. But I'm just going to leave it like that for now. Okay. I'm not going to have that 2/3 for now. I'm going to leave it as it is there now. Okay. Well, it's exactly the same thing. Bottom times bottom. So 23 times 9 I don't expect you to know your 23 times tables. So 23 times 9 is 207. Okay, bottom to top, bottom to top. 23 times 6. Again, I'm not really too hot on my 23 times tables. 138. Okay, and 9 times 14. My 14 times table really isn't much better than my 9 times tables. 14 times 9 is 126. And the negative sign comes over. Now we have something a little bit unusual. Our numerator, the numbers at the top here, are going to yield a negative number, and it's going to be negative 12 over 207. Is that okay? Well, yeah, that is actually fine. It's just a negative number. When we have a small number and we take a bigger number away, we're going to have a negative number. So if you just remember, if we have a negative number divided by a positive number, we get a negative number. So that's fine. Is that our final answer? Well, let's have a look. 207 looks, it may actually be a prime number. How would we find out? Well, we have negative 12, over 207. We enter it and we see that it does actually simplify. Minus 4 over 69. Which is another advantage of using the calculator. That answer isn't immediately obvious, but for our purposes, negative 12 over 207 is just fine.